Troy, did you expect as tight of a contest that we saw tonight?
Sure. I did.
Grand Rapids provided a little bit different run and gun attack than you saw last night, but maybe just comment on the style of game tonight and obviously how big your goaltending was.
Well, I thought they attacked pretty well, but we knew coming in like this is an attack team. It's like watching the Red Wings. You know what you're going to get. So we weren't surprised by nothing. We felt good about first two periods. Like we don't coach the scoreboard. We don't coach shot clock. Like it made no difference to us that they had those shots. A lot of those shots were from the outside in the first period. Like we just kept them the outside. We were patient, and we knew they were going to take their shots because they weren't going to get inside. Even on the first goal against, like that was unfortunate. It was a deflection off a guy's stick and beat him up over the top shoulder. But those things happen, and the timing of it wasn't real good, obviously, late in the second. But, the game was about what we thought it would be, tempo-wise.
Happy with the bounce back of Danny?
Yeah, I mean, Danny's a good goalie, and Orts is a good goalie. Like, you're going to get good goaltending at this level when things don't go their way the night before, especially when he only played like 12 minutes. So you knew he was going to come back and play fairly well. Like, we were comfortable with Danny, and we're comfortable in front of him.
You guys definitely had some looks to score. Just the one goal to show for it is a little bit of the same story in terms of finish for you guys tonight.
Yeah, it kind of felt like deja vu back in the early part of the year. Like, it felt the way we were at home. We had some guys, Kalanos and the right guys with the right looks, and it just didn't go that way. And but even with those good looks, like, we were a different team than we were a week ago. Like, we weren't, like I said to you last night, like, it's like a car with new parts, and it just didn't run very well. Like, we were a little disjointed. I thought we had trouble at times, like, establish any kind of long-term rhythm. Like, we've been a team at home where we've been able to play with some rhythm and get chances after chances, and we've been more on the dominant side of the shot clock in games at home. We weren't able to do that this weekend. Like, I thought it was a tough weekend for us relative to our chemistry. Like, our chemistry was off. Like, it was really off. When you take 9 out of that lineup and you take 5 out of that lineup, that was a major problem this weekend for us. Like, I really thought we really bogged down. Your offense is only as good as your defense is in terms of getting you out of your end, and we just struggled to get out of our end. Now, part of that you got to give credit to Grand Rapids, and part of it you got to just say some new people in our lineup just didn't give us the timing we had before, and that was a problem. It was a big issue.
Kalanos and Wilson were chosen to be part of the All-Star game. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we're excited for them. We're extremely excited. I think they both, it's funny, like, this is a development league, but yet as the players develop, it's also development for older players. Like, they're both developing. Like, it's pretty apparent that Kalanos is developing himself into another National Hockey League chance, like what he's doing here. And Wilson played tonight in Calgary, so he's the same position. So there's different developments. Bouma played tonight, and he's in a different realm of development there. In fact, he scored in Calgary tonight. So, like, everybody's developing at a different rate, but like the All-Star thing, like, my point to you is like it's a big thing, but it's different for different guys. Like, Kalanos and Wilson are kind of going back to it because they've been there, but it's funny, they're taking a different path this time. A lot of times you take a young path when we were really young and you're going through the process, and now they're taking a different path to it. So it's a league of hope, which is great. This is a league of hope that if you do things right and you battle hard, you get opportunities. And so we're excited for both those guys. It's a real feather, I think, not only to those players, but it's a feather to their teammates. They're well deserved. There's others that were deserved, matter of fact, but we live way up here, so I'm not sure they know where we are. It seemed we had such a good start, but they couldn't find us. I thought we had another player that should have been named, but I was happy for those guys. Well, we didn't have a goalie. I mean, we lead the league in wins up until the All-Star thing. I mean, we sat here with 22 wins going in the weekend, and It's kind of ironic when you got 22 wins and you got two goalies. One's in the National Hockey League, and the other guy comes in and reels off I don't know how many straights, like 9-2, and you don't get a guy in the. That's a little disappointing for me. Like, yeah, I feel bad for our goaltenders and for our team. I thought either one of them deserved it. Thought that would have been most appropriate. Be different if we didn't lead the league in wins, at that particular time. But something's going on here, like, give them the recognition they deserve. So I was a little down on that, personally, for our team.
Just a comment on the upcoming road trip.
Well, it's a good road trip, like, for us, because I think with the adversity that we have right now in our lineup, I think it's good for us to get on the road. Like, we need to spend some time away from here, and we need to get some time together. Like, we've got a lot of new working parts, and like I said, we weren't a real well-oiled machine, so we need to get away from here and kind of get our bearings and get this thing put back together. And we're going to go through a little adversity here this month because the guys above us aren't very healthy, and they keep taking players, and our job is to, like I said, Lance went up tonight and scored. That's pretty cool. But at the same time as that happens, we're going to have to put other people in our lineup, and they're going to have to be expected to score here, whether it's a Blackwater or whether it's a Dowling or whoever it may be. Like, we got to get contributions from some other people. That's what makes you a good organization, a really good hockey team. So sometimes for players and for teams, it's easier to go get that going on the road than it is at home. There are distractions here that are good distractions, but there are distractions. And so if we can get on the road and get on the same page, I think it'll help us a little bit. So, but it's a tough trip. It's a tough trip to go into when you're a little disjointed, We're disjointed right now with our lineup, but that's all right. I like the adversity, and it'll make us a better hockey team in the end.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Have a good night.